Right, happy Sunday to you all. Hope everybody's having a nice day. Here in England, the weather is beautiful. Now guys, over the last few days, I have been sharing about my own personal stories in Thailand. My biggest regret, which was a bar girl, believe it or not, when I first went to Thailand. And then after her, I thought, right, let's not get involved with bar girls. Let's get involved with someone a bit different. So I went for a half Chinese, half Thai woman that had a job, that worked hard, and she was incredible. And that didn't turn out too well. If you want to watch those stories, they'll link down in the pinned comment. Today, I want to make a very chilled, relaxed video about other short stories that I got involved in. Because I think that sharing real stories, especially my own, on this channel, which I've never really done properly, because I don't like to go into too much detail about my own personal life, especially with women, because my ex used to watch a lot of my videos and I didn't want her finding out about my life. But time has passed and I feel safe enough to be able to share about my life. So let's get into it. So, one of my most recent stories was dating a super hot young girl in her 20s and just having fun because of the relationships that I've had in the past, I am emotionally switched off because I know the game, I know the score, I know how it works in Thailand, and it's all about the spondoolies, the moolah, the money. So, when you're bored and you're single, and you've got time on your hands, then yeah, get on the dating sites and just play the field. So I did, and I met a young girl, yeah, very easygoing. She had a job, so basically the relationship was she would pay for her own Grab motorbike taxi, come to my apartment and stay the night. Never really cost me any money whatsoever, never paid her any money. And she did that mostly every night for a couple of months. And yeah, it was easy going. She didn't put any pressure on me. But the strange thing was about this girl is that she always got her hair done and spent a fortune. Every couple of weeks, she'd have a pamper session. She'd always have her nails done. She'd always have new clothes and new dresses and new jewelry. And I used to always think to myself, how the hell is she getting this money? But because I wasn't emotionally invested, and because for me it was just a bit of fun, I didn't care, so I didn't even ask. So one day I wake up in the morning, yeah, she didn't stay that night, and I get a message off a foreigner on my Facebook Messenger with a guy saying that he knows that I've been sleeping with his girlfriend. He's on his way to the province that I live in Thailand, and he's going to come and kill me. Yeah, I'm like, who's that? Whose girlfriend am I sleeping with? Because this is another story. It wasn't just this girl I was seeing a few, because I was just playing the field, guys, because I didn't want to get emotionally involved. And I knew that the girls I was playing with were just good time girls, but it was free. It didn't cost me any money. So anyway, I get this message and I message him back saying, I think you're messaging the wrong person. You know, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea who your girlfriend is. You didn't mention any names, and I haven't got a clue what you're going on about. So he messages me back with the girl's name, and he goes, I know you've been sleeping with her. And I went, right. I said, I know the girl that you're on about. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I've been sleeping with her for 2 months. And then he messages me back saying, I know that you've slept with her once in a hotel because she shared pictures on her Instagram of her in a bikini in the hotel room, and on the chair in the background it had your clothes on the chair. I seen the jeans. And he goes, when she did a video call in a bar one day, you was in the background with that same pair of jeans on when I was chatting to my girlfriend. So I'm like, what the hell? So then I tell him, I said, listen, I've not just slept with her once. I've been sleeping with her near enough every single night for the past 2 months. And he goes, I don't believe you. That's impossible. We do video calls every single night. And this is a true story, guys. We do video calls every single night and every single morning. So it's impossible that you've been sleeping with her and she's been staying at yours. That can't happen. It's impossible for it to happen. I said, listen, pal, right? Firstly, it's true. Yeah, it's true. She's never ever spoken to a man when she's been with me. Yeah, I have no idea about you. I never knew that she had a boyfriend. And if I did know she had a boyfriend, to be honest with you, I wouldn't get involved. There's plenty of girls to choose from. I don't need to be having drama with some guy who's got a holiday girlfriend because he didn't live in Thailand. So anyway, I contact the girl and I said to her, what's going on? I sent her a message, said, what's going on? I said, I've got your boyfriend on the phone. And he's kicking off and he's going insane and he wants to come and fight and everything and he's lost the plot. And she goes, oh no. She goes, I'm really sorry, Dan. Yeah, that's my sponsor. That was her words. That's my sponsor. It's a guy, she told me, it's a guy I knew and I met and he supports me. He's really into my son. She's a single mum. She's got a young kid. He's really into my son. He's renovating my house. He's doing my house up, my mum's house, and he's paying me money every week. I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to keep seeing you. And I don't see him all the time. I just see him now and again because obviously he's a paying customer. Yeah, he's a paying boyfriend. So I'm like, right, okay, thanks for letting me know. And I sent a couple of the screenshots, not those screenshots because that would have made him lose the plot, but I sent him a couple of screenshots to prove that she has been seeing me for the past 2 months and that I didn't know about it because at the end of the day, I don't want this guy thinking that, you know, I'm being an a-hole and knowing that she had a boyfriend, etc. So anyway, he's telling me that he pays her money all the time, pays her money monthly. He's been doing it for the last couple of years. He's a youngish guy, he's younger than me. And yeah, his head's smashed. So then he disappears. I tell this girl that I can't see her again and all this kind of stuff. I don't want to get involved. I don't need the drama. I have enough drama going on in my life. I don't want to get involved in this, you know. Cheers for the 2 months and the free fun. But yeah, I don't want to get involved anymore. So anyway, this guy ends up staying with her and getting her to promise that she's not going to do anything like this again. She's making out she's just lonely and, you know, she needs to be with someone, but she really loves him, blah, blah, blah. So she managed to blag this guy's head. And this guy managed to stick around and be with her. He come to visit her, apparently, from what I got told, spent time with her. And then as soon as he buggered off, she was in a resort for 2 weeks with another different foreigner. Every day she was with him because I go to that resort, to the gym and to go swimming. And I seen her in that resort, kissing him and having dinners and food every day and drinking beer and bringing her friends round so they can get a free meal and free drinks off this guy. And then when that guy disappeared, I seen her again at the same resort with another guy. And she was with a friend and she was getting drinks out of him and food out of him for her friend, for her and her friend. And that's how these girls operate. The fit ones, the ones that look good and the ones that are young, so can just play foreigners like an absolute fiddle. And this poor Australian guy, who's probably around 30 years old, something like that, maybe younger, I don't know, that's sponsoring her. Her son calls him Papa and all this, so that emotional involvement is there for him. And he is just getting used and abused and walked all over because this woman doesn't care about him, but he's still sticking around, he's still paying. And I feel sorry for people like this, but he knew the truth. He knew what she was like. And this guy has continued to stick around with her while she laughs behind his back and sleeps with other men, probably for free or getting money out of them. I mean, I certainly got it for free for 2 months, so no harm, no foul, and I already knew the score about how these women operate, so it didn't bother me. I just found it bizarre, found it funny, and I did feel sorry for the Australian guy, but when he decided to continue with that girl, I didn't feel sorry for him again. Let us know your thoughts about this story down below and we'll move on to the next one. Right, so one night I went out with some friends and we went drinking, and normally we don't get on it like hardcore, but this night we did, and we ended up in a bar restaurant, and I got quite drunk, and I'd been working quite hard at that time and I'd not slept much, and I was that drunk I fell asleep in this bar restaurant. It was after midnight, I was tired and I just put my head in my arms and I fell asleep. And then my friends struggled to wake me up and get me up. And to cut a long story short, I woke up in a hotel around the corner, and I was in bed. I was in this bed in this hotel. I ain't got a clue how I got there. Yeah, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just noticed that there was someone next to me in the bed, and I'm like, what the hell has gone on here? What's happened? And I'm trying to think back, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't understand. So I lifted the duvet up, just lifted it up to go, who is it? And then I noticed it was the owner of the bar restaurant, and she was fully naked in the bed. So 3 o'clock in the morning, still a bit tipsy from the night before. I'm like, okay. So, so yeah, I did the deed with like one eye open. And then that girl stuck to me like glue for about 2 months. And I have to be careful what I say within this story, to be honest. But yeah, I stuck with this girl for about 2 months. She'd come round to my apartment, she'd stay with me at night time because she had to work in the day, and it was all free again. Never had to pay any money, no salaries, no daily rates, no nothing, just fun. Yeah, we had a little holiday in Pattaya for a few days together, and we went 50-50 with the expense because she made her own money. She was making plenty of money. So yeah, everything pretty normal and not that bad, but I wasn't really super into her. It was just something to do. And again, because of my experience, I didn't get emotionally involved whatsoever, just something to do. But within 7 days of me getting with this girl from that night at the hotel, she contacts me and says, I'm on my way to the tattoo shop. And I went, okay. She goes, I'm going to get a new tattoo. I went, I don't really like tattoos, but she already was full of tattoos anyway, all her back and everything. So I'm like, right, okay, no problem. She goes, I've got a surprise for you. When I get it, I'll show you when I'm done. So I went, okay, yeah, whatever. So she goes, she gets the tattoo done. And then the next message I get is a picture with my name here with like a leaf or a feather, sorry, underneath. And then my date of birth in Roman numerals underneath that. And honestly, like when I seen it, I'm like, what's going on? I was shocked. I was that shocked, I was laughing. And then I started to get worried because I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I'm not really that interested in you. You know, it's just a bit of fun. I've only known you 7 days. And now you've just marked your body for life in a visible area, yeah, that everybody can see when you wear a dress or whatever, or a vest. And it's got my name, my full name, Daniel, and my date of birth in Roman numerals underneath it. And I didn't even know that she knew my date of birth. I don't even remember telling her. And yeah, that was a shock, guys. And then after 2 months of seeing her, my ex found out about it, wasn't happy. We're not together, but she wasn't happy about it and went crazy, and I got issues, which I can't go into fully on this video. And I broke it off with this girl because it wasn't worth the hassle, because I wasn't really that interested. So I broke it off with this girl, and she basically said to me, Dan, I know your ex is not happy and stuff like that, but is it possible that I can be your gick? So I went, what? She goes, yeah. She goes, you know, you can get back with your ex or whatever, and you just see me on the side kind of thing. And I'm like, listen, whoa, chill. Yeah, I'm not that type of guy. I would never do that. I would never demean you and do something like that. It's not my style. I said, listen, go find a nice guy, go do whatever. It's never going to work out, you know. And I'm sorry, you know, I'm really, really sorry. But yeah, it's over. So she's like, right, you know, she seemed to accept it, but she was upset. And I think it took about 5 days, 4 to 5 days, and then she gets a tattoo with a massive machine gun, yeah, over my name and date of birth, yeah, which is crazy. And then since then, I heard that she's talked bad about me. I've seen her since, after a few months after, and said, like, you know, I'm sorry, can we still be friends, kind of thing? Is everything okay? Can I still come in your bar restaurant and everything? And yeah, she seemed all right and everything, but I could tell that she wasn't 100%. But yeah, anyway, there's that story. Let's move on to the next one. So, after being in a lot of these weird, wacky relationships in Thailand, you start to think there must be good girls around. I'm just choosing the wrong ones. So let's change the game. Let's try to get with a woman that people call haiso. Let's get with a woman that's got money, that comes from a good family, and let's try to date someone like that and maybe unlock my emotions if it goes okay, and maybe like get involved in a real relationship and have something normal. So I thought, right, let's do it. Got chatting to a girl, white skin, comes from a good family. She's Catholic and not Buddhist. She's got her own business. She generates, I think it was about 100,000 baht a month she makes. So a couple of grand, 2.5 grand or whatever it is a month, or 3 grand in English, pounds a month. So yeah, not bad. That's a good salary. She works hard, and she lived up north, but she was in the province that I was living in for work with her family and people that worked within the business. And they were all staying in a really nice house, a big, massive house in a gated community. And they were all staying there. And we went on a few dates and stuff, and everything seemed all right. She seemed decent. She seemed educated, and yeah, it was good, yeah. But, I mean, I spent, again, this probably lasted a couple of months, and I spent a lot of time going on dates with her. I visited her house up north as well. Nothing crazy happened there, just normal. Got to see what the town was like, and it was really nice, and yeah. But I realised that this girl, I'm not really that into, if that makes sense. She doesn't tick all the boxes for me, for someone that I can get really settled down with, but she seemed like a really, really good woman, a really decent woman, and everything. Anyway, cut long story short, again, I decided to break up with her, and she tried to take that well, but obviously not. And she went silent for about 1 week, 2 weeks, and she went back home up north. And then she called me when she was she sent me a message when she was driving from up north back to the province that I was living in. And she sends me a message and basically says, I've got something really important to tell you, and can we discuss it when I arrive back in the province? So straight away I'm thinking, I broke up with this girl. We've not spoken for 2 weeks. What could she possibly need to speak to me about that's so important? So I'm like, nah, I don't want to meet this girl. I'm not interested. So I message her back and basically say, listen, just tell me what it is, because I'm really busy. I don't have the time. And obviously we're broken up, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So she tells me she's pregnant. And I'm like, what? Now, guys, I'm going to fast forward this story and just tell you the main parts of it. But basically, she gets back to the province. I go and meet her at the house, this big house where she's staying at, because everybody was out working at that point. And I was quite careful with this one, because I know about all these pregnancy scams and what they do to try to keep you and stuff. And again, I wasn't paying this woman a penny, you know, told her I was skint, got nothing, you know, but she still wanted to be with me anyway. So I said, listen, I bought a test. I went and bought a pregnancy test from the shop. I said, here's the pregnancy test. Go in the bathroom now and go and do a new test, because by that time she'd already shown me the pregnancy test to show that there's 2 lines on it and she's pregnant. So I'm like, right, go in the bathroom now, and then come back into the kitchen and show me. Here's the test, yeah? So she goes to the bathroom. She comes back out of the bathroom, comes into the kitchen, and there's nothing really showing up, and there's a tiny faint line. I mean, it wasn't like 100% at all. I mean, it was super faint. And I'm like, bloody hell, you know, my life's ruined, you know, and this was by accident. It broke. Yeah, the protection broke. This was like by accident. I'm like, wow, okay. So anyway, she's like, I'm Catholic, so we're going to have to get married, otherwise my family's going to disown me, and starts to put all these problems onto me. And I'm like, we've just broke up and everything. Now, I don't know if some guys might know me well, but from this channel, or at least feel like they know me well, but I like to do the right thing. You know, I do. I feel guilty to be an a-hole, yeah, unless they're an a-hole, and then I don't feel guilty at all. You know, fair's fair. But this woman seemed really nice, seemed really genuine, and I thought, she's not going to lie, she's going to be genuine and everything. So, yeah, she said, we're going to have to, you know, do things properly. We need to get prepared. We're going to have to get married and all this kind of stuff. And my head was smashed, yeah. And then she's looking at houses to go and move into a house, saying, we'll put 50-50 down, we'll move into a house, and this is where we'll live, and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, cut a long story short, I thought about it, and I thought, I don't want to be stuck with a woman where I don't love her. There's a lot I'm missing out within this story, guys. There's certain things that I can't speak about as well regarding this one, unfortunately, but I'm giving you what I can. So basically, I spoke to my sister, spoke to family, and basically they're like, Dan, you're going to end up leaving her when she's had this baby anyway, because you don't love her, you're not interested, you're going to live a miserable life, blah, blah, blah. So basically, I turned around to this woman, said, I can't be with you, I'm sorry, you know, it's not for me, I broke up with you for a reason. I can't do it. And difficult one to tell, this one. I should have told you about this one. And I can't do it. I can't do it, but I'll support and I'll help and I'll be around and I'll do everything that I should do, and I'll do the right thing, but I can't play happy families with you. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Anyway, 2 weeks later, after saying this, she contacts me, and apparently she's lost the baby. Yeah. Now, I started to think about this, and I really thought deeply about it. And then I worked out that one of her friends that I'd met was heavily pregnant, yeah? And it was a best friend. And looking back, I'm thinking that she used her pregnancy test to show me, to say that she's pregnant. And I'm thinking, when she went in the bathroom in her house to do the pregnancy test with the new pregnancy test, she either swapped it out for a different one, or she was that smart, she predicted what I was going to do, and she brought a sample of her friend's urine or urine, depending on where you're from. And she poured that onto the stick in order to keep me. And guys, you have to be so careful, right? And I'm telling you about this story now because this story is really important. There's a lot of this that goes on within Thailand and probably around the world. If you break up with a woman and she loves you, she's going to do everything to keep you. And if you've been paying that woman, like a lot do in Thailand, she's going to say and do everything to keep that money going. So there's a couple of reasons behind it, and they will go as far as saying that they are pregnant. So be very, 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 very careful, you know. Always wear protection, double up, triple up if you have to. Make sure it doesn't break. Make sure you never don't use it. You know, just be super careful. Even better, get the old snip, because it can be dangerous out there. And with all the experience I've had, with all the little mini relationships or mini dates or whatever you want to call it, you know, I've had a bit of fun here, a bit of fun there, or whatever. It doesn't matter if the where they come from. It doesn't seem to matter the background or anything. It just seems to matter that a lot of these women, because of the lives that they live and the selection isn't that great. I mean, she was a single mum as well. So in Thailand, a lot of the guys that have got, you know, come from good families, good backgrounds, etc., they're not interested in single mums. They can get a hot, young, fit woman from an educated family, and they can keep their status here or even elevate their status as well, because it is a country all about status. They care about what everybody thinks of them. So guys that come from a good background, Thai guys, don't get involved with women that have got kids or whatever and had previous, you know, marriages, etc. They don't want to know, you know, a lot of them, most of them. So when these women tend to go for foreigners, there's normally a big reason behind it, because believe it or not, and some guys won't accept this, and some guys that have lived there a long time won't even believe this, but I know it's true. It's highly frowned upon for Thai women to actually get with foreign men, unless that foreigner is filthy rich and showing that he's rich. Basically, he's a generous man. You know, he builds a nice house, he takes care of the woman's family. If the woman's got kids, he takes care of them, puts them in private school, he buys a fancy car, and he shows off his wealth. And if you show off your wealth and you've got plenty of money, then you can be accepted, but never fully accepted, but you can be accepted because of this. But if you're not like that, it's quite frowned upon for a woman to get with a foreigner, unless that woman's like dirt poor. She comes from a poor family, and that guy can help elevate her status and help her get stuff and help her family get stuff. Then they'll still frown upon it, but they get their heads around it and they just accept it, and they'll say hello to the foreigner, smile at him and everything, but they'll never get close, never accept him. And that's just how it is, you know, for a lot of foreigners that get involved with women over in Thailand. But again, guys don't want to hear that. Guys want to believe in the fantasy version of Thailand. You go there, you get with a fit woman and everything works out great. You got some woman massaging your feet and your neck and making your pad krapao with a kai dao, with a fried egg, and looking after you, taking care of you and giving you amazing bedroom action. But that will come with a big price tag, and it will come with a lot of problems as well. It's not just a case of you pay them a monthly salary and your problems go away. No. There's a lot more for you to do for these women. You've got to be building houses. You've got to be making them financially secure. You've got to be helping out with their children if they have any and putting them in private schools. You've got to basically kit her out with nice fancy gear, nice handbags, jewelry, etc. And you've also got to help out the parents and stuff. You've got to pay for all the food at events and everything. And you've got to take them on holidays. You've got to take them back to Europe. You know, they constantly want their status elevating all the time. And that's just how it is. And anybody that says it's not, they're lying. The only time guys have got involved with Thai women where it's been a bit more normalized is when they got with women 15 plus years ago. All the stories I hear from 15 plus years ago, I get shocked about, because it was a totally different world back then. But I'm talking about here and now, the guys that get involved with women in this day and age, it's totally different. And that's why I've been saying for the last few years, even when I was in a relationship with my ex-partner, stay single. It's the only way you'll stay sane, stay away from all the drama and stay away from all the financial expectation. Because believe me, after 9.5 years living in Thailand, I can honestly say it's just not worth it. Thanks for listening, and ciao for now. Bye bye.